Alright, so I am back from my road trip to St. Louis, Missouri for the Tarantula Takeover at the Show Me Reptile and Exotic Show. I brought home 4 new additions, which I'm going to be housing in this video. But before we get to that, we need to rehouse my Grammostola pulchra. If you didn't see that video, go back and watch it. I did that video before I left last week for this show. I just happened to look in before I was walking out the door and noticed mold in its enclosure. So I temporarily rehoused it. I cleaned up its old enclosure, and that's condensation. I just cleaned this thing up and put new damp substrate in it. And so what we're going to do is move it back into its permanent home before we get on to the new additions. And if you saw that video, this guy was a bit stubborn. You can see that it has excavated all of this substrate and just buried itself, which I'm sure it's going to do in the next couple of days in its newer enclosure. It had a nice burrow system going on in the other one until that mold got in there and screwed it all up. There it is, hanging around down in its burrow. I have a feeling we may have a little bit of trouble getting this thing to come out and go back into its enclosure. But before I do that, I want to do a starter burrow, and put this cork bark in here. So hang tight for just a second and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we are going to attempt to put it in there. I've got a piece of cork bark and a starter burrow going in there. Like I said, if you saw the other video, you saw that, oops, it gave me quite a bit of trouble coming out of its enclosure. I'm hoping that it will go right down into this one nice and easy. That's as easy as you can get it. And it's seeking out a place to hide already. I can't wait till this guy gets a little bigger and is out a lot more. But there you go, guys. There is the rehousing of my Grammostola pulchra